But the saddest and the worst news of all was finding out that my brother, my younger brother, had died. How has 2025 been for you? Let us know in the comment section below. Because for us, this year has been really, really tough and rough. From our revenue being cut on YouTube to having flooding in our area, which has caused problems in our garden, and a list of other things have just made this year tough. But the past 2 weeks have been exceptionally tough. They've been even harder, both emotionally and physically. And it all started around the start of our church summer camp. That's a good job, man. You made progress every time. Man, you stood up too. Now, as farmers / homesteaders that homeschool our children, our lives are deeply rooted in family, faith, and hard work. But every now and then, it's really important, I think essential, to step away from the day-to-day things that we do here and diversify our lives, which is why we feel that things like getting away to places like camp are really important.
Yes, the farm is important, and it teaches important responsibilities to our children and to us as well. But if you don't get that breakaway, it becomes all-consuming, where you just feel like you can't get away. And it's important for us, for our children and us, to develop other relationships and have other activities outside of just the farm and the homestead. And summer camp really allows them to do all those things.
Have you or your kids or your grandkids ever gone to a summer camp? Let us know in the comments section below. Our church summer camp is primarily focused on the youth, especially the teens, but it really is a full family experience. It's really neat to see even the preteens get involved in doing things like campus improvement projects in which they get to learn new skills. And in the past, our whole family was able to attend camp. And the way things worked out this year, we had more animals to be taken care of than we originally planned to have come camp time. So Lacie had to stay back and take care of like 400 to 500 animals.
Yeah, somebody had to stay behind and take care of the chicks in the brooder and all the chicken tractors and all the goats and dogs and cats and cows and all the things that need to be done. And honestly, I couldn't have done as much as I did without Micah helping me too. So it was great to have another person there taking care of some of the birds and turning the water on and off and just helping me do all these things around the farm. And it really wouldn't have been fair for us to leave town and leave all these responsibilities to one of our friends that helps us out. So, really, we all just have to make sacrifices so we can all do different things.
That's right, and you and Micah being willing to sacrifice allowed me to be able to take the older kids, Selah and Josiah, to camp. And with that allowed me to be able to volunteer to serve not only our kids, but all the other kids at camp as well. I served as the MC each day, starting the day off with Christian living classes that are like devotionals, just to get everybody on the right page, as well as I had the opportunity to teach speech and communications class at camp. And I also got to teach Christian living devotional class where we also tried to add some fun into the lesson as well. At this time, I would like to call our king forward, Mr. King Alvario. Mr. King Alvario, we have your throne here, sir. Yes, yes. All righty, we have a number of things for King Alvario. Greetings, sir. Greetings, sir. We have your throne ready. Let's give you your royal cape. Oh, I've got to put it on you. Give me just a minute. Put this cape on you. This cape here. All righty. There you go. There you go. Make yourself comfortable, King. All right, we got to give you a crown too, King. Here's your crown.
And the rod, if you need to use it, you have the rod there. Okay, all right. He's got his rod. All right. I need some volunteers. I need like 4 or 5 volunteers. All right, I got enthusiasm. Come on, Mr. Peters. Come on, Mr. Thomas. I get some ladies too. Miss Pape, you can go ahead and have a seat here. Yes, let's see here, Miss Davis. Let's see here, Miss Scarborough. Do we have 5 yet? Can I count? Let's see. I think we have the 5 that we need now. Yes, come on forward. You are going to be King Alvario's citizens. So King Alvario is going to have a decree. His first decree is he has a fitness law. Fitness law. Because he loves his citizens. He wants everybody to be in good shape. So King Alvario decrees that every day his citizens do 20 squats. So go ahead and rise. Listen to the king. He has said forth. Let's do it. 20 squats. Let's see them. Beautiful squats. Let's do those squats for king. Yes, keep count because I can't keep count of everybody. Keep your own count. He's such a loving king. He wants them all to be in excellent shape. Yes, they're doing great. Excellent citizens. I love it. I hope you're counting because I told you I'm not. Yeah. We got some good citizens here, don't we? These are some good citizens. Yes. Are we there yet? We're close. We're close enough. Let's give them a round of applause. Go ahead and sit down. All right. Okay. I think most of the citizens would agree that's probably a good decree, right? Good decree. All agree. No, you didn't think it was? Can't please everybody. Okay, so the king has decree number 2. This one's a little odd. But he wants everyone, instead of greeting with handshakes like we do in our society, he wants all of you to greet one another with a chicken dance. Chicken flap, whatever you want to call it. So, once again, it's odd. We may not agree with it, but is he asking us to break God's law at all? Is he? No. So we probably should do it. If we don't, there may be consequences. He may use the rod, but let's greet one another with the chicken flaps. Go ahead and raise chicken flaps. Let's see them. Yep, chicken. Who wants to be a really good citizen and take it to the next level? Anybody? I got a chicken mask for you. Oh, she's a good citizen. She's going to even take it the next step further. Good citizen. Way to go. All right. I'll take the mask back unless you want to keep it. You can if you want. Okay, have a seat. All right. So that's 2 decrees. The 3rd decree comes. On this decree, the king says, go forth and take water bottles, backpacks, Bibles, and everything from the campers. Oh, no. Should we, before you ask, is this something that we should do? Is this something we should do? Remember, fear God and keep His commandments. He's the king, yes, but we submit to an ultimate authority. And what commandment would they be breaking if they followed this decree? Stealing. Exactly right. So don't listen to the king. Don't listen to the king in this matter because he is not above God. And we hear that. Acts 5:29. We ought to obey God rather than men.
And as rewarding and fulfilling as it is to volunteer at this youth camp, it's also really, really tough for me to be away from Lacie as well as the other kids. I don't like being alone. I don't like being away from them.
I'm his emotional support person.
It's tough. It really is tough. And actually, the first time we went to camp without Lacie was the longest that I had ever been away from her since we have been married.
Actually, you'd never been more than a couple days away from me.
I sure had. Oh, man. And to add to the emotional difficulty of being away from my family and home, it was like a Job-type experience that we started going through, receiving messages after messages each day of problems that started to occur. Starting with one of our friends having to go to the hospital, being rushed to the hospital for having neurological issues.
Yeah, here on the farm, it was like every day there was a new thing happening. One day, I pulled the meat bird tractor and actually ran over the leg of a duck, and I thought I'd broken its leg for a while, so I brought it close to the house, but thankfully I hadn't. And then The next day, another duck was laying over and it ended up having like a niacin deficiency, so I had to go buy niacin and take care of it. And another day, the goats got out of their fence and I had to take a whole extra hour to move their fence and get them back in and everything. And not only did they get out of the fence, 2 of our goats came all the way back across the road, knocked over the alfalfa container and ate until their bellies were full, and then headed back over across the street to go back in with them. There was just so many different things. Oh, and one of our dogs ate a meat bird, and so there you're down a meat bird. You don't want your dogs eating birds anyway, and I don't know, there was just so many things. Every day it was something new.
And you also lost 2 geese, meat geese.
Oh yeah, 2 meat geese. They were in the brooder. They died for whatever reason. That was whenever it was really hot, so I don't know. It was just so much. And
at this point, I gotta remind myself, why are we doing this again? Oh yeah, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Our kids and other kids. It's for the kids. And with Selah being older now, she really values her friendships. And she's made friends from across the USA who share the different values and beliefs that we have. And camp provides her with the opportunity to be able to see her friends again. And to add to that, camp is also jam-packed full of activities for them to do throughout the day, from sports like football, basketball, pickleball, and more activities that they frankly don't get to do throughout the year. And the camp also has a lake, and our church has a boat and jet ski, and they get to do activities on the water, like Selah got to get out on the water and use the zup board.
I felt bad sending negative messages to Mike pretty much on the daily because of things that were happening or going wrong here. But there was also a lot of stuff that went right. I got to spend more time with Micah and Hezekiah, and we did stuff like we would go shopping. The baby loves to go shopping now, and shopping is really just walking around in the air conditioning looking at different toys. But also we went and got takeout, which is something that we normally don't do as a family, so I wanted to do something a little special, so we got to get takeout. And also Hezekiah's vocabulary has been just exploding. Like, for him to be 2 and say the stuff he says is just wild to me. But robots have been huge for him recently. Like, he wants to act like a robot, and even more than that, Transformers has been huge. He loves to transform. Hey, can you turn around and transform for me? That's a great hiding trick. Hey, who is it under there?
No, let's go show my gun.
Come on. Transform. Come on. But there definitely were even more trials. Our neighbor, he has been in the hospital for a while, and his wife was going to visit him. So I normally let their dog out for them so she could spend more time at the hospital with him. Well, one day she stopped while I was doing chores and we chatted for a little bit. And then later on that day, I learned that while she was at the parking deck at the hospital, she tripped and fell and hit her face on the concrete and broke like 2 bones in her face and had to get stitches in her head. And their daughter doesn't live close, so I was kind of stepping up and making sure their dog got let out and taken out. And that was a whole little extra little thing I had to do. But then everybody ended up coming home, and one evening he was walking their dog and the dog pulled out of his hand and ran away, and they lost the dog for a whole night and part of a day. It was just bizarre things that happened while they were gone. Like, you couldn't even make this stuff up.
And I keep hearing about all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, what is going on? Let's just take it a day at a time, a thing at a time, and focus on the positive. Because Josiah was also having a really good experience, and we were all looking forward to him being at camp, because he's 13 now, and this was going to be his first full camper experience. And I really wanted him to be around some of the older campers that could provide him with a good influence. And it was also really neat to see him on the ZUP board. And he also stepped up and tried the wakeboard for the first time. He didn't get on there this time, but then he tried it again. Oh, he made a little bit more progress that time. Then he tries one more time. Oh, there we go. That's a good job, man. You made progress every time. Man, you stood up too. Man, he's so close. I think next year he's got it for sure. But he also enjoys doing sports, like a lot, especially football. And it was neat that I was able to get away for a little bit to watch him play football. Remember that ready stance, Josiah? Yep, ready stance. Much better, that's good. Oh man, he definitely can catch those. I think he was just a little bit nervous. But it was also really neat to see, once the game was over, that we also, in all the different activities, sportsmanship is taught and expected. And he also really loves basketball, and it pleased me to see that he won the award for the most improved with basketball. And at camp there's also 2 dances, and one of the dances was a costume theme, and both Josiah and I dressed up as Star Trek characters.
They were Trekkies.
Yes. It was fun. I've been wanting to do that for some time. We like to cosplay as Star Trek, and this gave us the opportunity to do that. So we took the pictures together along with Sayla, who dressed up as a peasant girl, is what she calls it. And it was just fun. But even though we were at camp wasn't free of its negative issues as well, because Josiah did have one conflict with some campers that we did have to work through. But thankfully we did, and that too was a learning lesson.
I was sad to hear that Josiah had a negative interaction with another camper, but they got it all worked out, and conflict resolution is something that we all need to learn, and you're going to have to learn it at one point or another. You might as well learn it sooner than later. But every day it just felt like something else was happening. And another one of those things is that one of the fruit trees out in our orchard, from all the rain that we had weeks before, it must have just rotted out the roots. Because I went out there one day and I was like, oh, all the leaves are brown. And I went and pushed on it, and I just pushed the tree right over without even that much energy. And since we've had dogs on our property, we've really never had a problem with deer. Now, I don't know, for whatever reason, while they were gone, we had this one doe that kept showing up. Micah was looking out the window one day, and he says, there's a deer down by the pond. And there was a deer down by the pond. And then one morning I woke up and looked out the window, and it was in the garden. And another day I come out here and I open the front door, and it was right outside of our door. Now, we usually never see deer outside of the woods on our property, but for whatever reason, while y'all were gone, this one deer showed up. And
that deer ate most of my apples on my apple tree. Now this apple tree was loaded with apples. I got to try a couple of them and they were absolutely delicious, the best apples that we've had here. But that deer ate my apples. Oh no, more apples. Oh man.
And almost the whole time they were gone, the temps were higher than they have been. Like they had a heat index of 107 on some days. So it was all I could do just to get all the animals taken care of and make sure they have water and food so they didn't die. And then, like, I didn't even have it in me to water in the high tunnel or out in the garden because it was just so hot. I needed to recover because I felt like I hit my limit. And one day I really did. I came in and took a shower, and when I got done taking a shower, I had like the worst headache and had to lay down and take a nap and rest and recover from that, just so I could make sure I could do chores the next day.
Yeah, and I get a message from her like she can't do it anymore. I'm like, oh boy, I think I'm gonna have to head home maybe. Oh man.
And the weird things kept coming. Like there was some dude roaming around the neighborhood, and things like that just don't really happen around here.
And thankfully camp was starting to wrap up, and before camp, Selah had hurt her back here on the farm, helping me lift some things as we were getting ready to leave. And at the end of camp, she aggravated her back, which limited her from some of the activities like basketball. And then to add to that, right at the very end, she gets pink eye. And just one more thing. So I had to take her to urgent care because the nurses on staff wanted her to get seen and treated for pink eye before she could be involved with any of the final activities there. And thankfully she was able to attend the last formal dance there, where the girls were escorted by the boys from their dorms down to dinner. And then from dinner to the dance. And at that point, I started to feel bad. And I wasn't even able to attend the dance or take some pictures of them dancing. I guess I was getting a cold.
He called me the night of the dance and told me he was not feeling good. And he's like, pray for me, because they needed to leave the next morning to drive all the way back home. And that's over a 12-hour drive. So it just felt like things kept going and stacking up. And thankfully, they made a safe trip home, and it was nice to see them walk through the door.
Hey guys.
You got a gift, honey?
This drive and the one from Apple, that was the hardest drive up here.
Hey, babe.
And man, it was so nice to be home, despite all the long list of negative things that happened while we were at camp. We also had some fun things that we did. And even Redmond, who makes the Relight electrolyte drink, they donated a bunch of Relight to the camp, and the campers really enjoyed it. And sadly, I wish that that was the end of all the crazy things that we had to deal with, but sadly, it was not. Also, one of our dogs died. We think it was bit by a copperhead while we were at camp. And my dad had blood clots and had to spend some time in the hospital. But the saddest and the worst news of all was finding out that my brother, my younger brother, had died. I remember we did so much together growing up. We played sports together, basketball, football, all those sports that Josiah got to do at camp. We also rode our bikes all over the neighborhood together. We watched movies and cartoons together and had some epic video game matches together for sure. But over these past few years, he's had his struggles with substances, and he took his life. He took his own life. And after camp, I had the honor of leading his funeral, and it was tough. Definitely, it was tough. But I do look forward to seeing him again in the resurrection, and glad he's not having these struggles anymore. But do miss him, and it hurts. So we do ask that you keep us as well as the rest of our family in your prayers, because your prayers, your encouraging comments, and your love means more than you may know.